Welcome to Heart Dialogue, where we believe that meaningful dialogues have the power to inspire, heal, and connect us on a deeper level. In this podcast, it's also about gathering and lifting a whole community up. Let us stand in response to people's cries and generate a current of dialogues for a better world. Let's HTHD!
Okay. So in a layman term, right, anxious attacher, they need a lot of closeness.
The ground rules is that we must be secure on ourselves and never expect your partner who's a secure attachment, right, to give you the security. But this time around, I know where to put my boundary. My previous relationship, if you need help, I help you mentally, physically, financially.
Yeah.
But now I know where to put my boundary already. I told him I can support you mentally, but not financially. Today we have a very, very special guest. She's Hosanna, a relationship coach. And today she's going to hijacking my podcast to interview me. Not to say interview, but she's going to be the host today.
Yeah, because I thought that, since it's Candy's podcast, it would be nice to get to know more about her. So I'm an emotional and relationship health I'm an emotional health and relationship coach. And so today we're going to be talking about finding secure love as anxious attachers, as you can tell. So both of us are anxious attachment styles.
But before that, right, maybe we can define what is anxious attachment.
Sure. So attachment styles, there are 4 kinds, but basically I'm going to share about 3. So there's a secure attachment style, there is an avoidant attachment style, and there is anxious. So It's basically how they deal with relationships in terms of closeness and distance.
Okay.
So in a layman term, right, anxious attacher, they need a lot of closeness. They need a lot of connection, they need a lot of consistency. Avoidant, they are people who need their own space. So they're very independent people. And secure is they're very comfortable whether it's closeness or distance. When there is distance, they trust their partner to come back. So they're not like anxious. 他可以自己去做这个东西. Where else anxious, right? 他们一感觉到有一点 distance, they will start to panic. Then they'll start texting, they'll start calling.
Yeah. And then always think a lot.
Overthinking, yes.
Question.
Yes.
Is it possible for a person to change from anxious attachment to then become maybe a secure attachment?
Possible when they do the inner work. And also, and the partner that they choose. So if an anxious attacher go and choose an avoidant, it will cause them to be this dynamic where the anxious will keep getting anxiety.
Yeah, and then keep thinking like, 你不爱我了。
对，所以你要找 secure 的，因为如果 secure they can teach you how to become more secure as well because they can give you the affirmation and the reassurance. So if anxious attacher gets the reassurance and the affirmation, then there's no need for them to be that anxious anymore. And over time, they learn to trust their partners and then they become more secure.
Okay.
Hey, boss. Okay. Hello, who's the interviewer today?
I'm curious. Okay.
Yeah, what are you curious about?
I'm curious because if let's say a secure person together with an anxious person, and then the anxious person will keep request a lot of you need to tell me where you are right now, or maybe install the 360 the location.
Yes.
Isn't it very draining for the secure one? And then would it be one day the secure one will feel like, hey, maybe we are just not right?
Yes, that's possible. So at the end of the day, right, it's not about just finding the right partner. It's also being the right person. So that's why it's so important for us to be aware what our attachment styles are and do the inner work. Okay. Right? Which brings us to your story. Because, when you shared your story with me about you and your Alau.
Okay.
Alau is her boyfriend, her
my fiance.
Yeah.
If everything turned right, it's my fiance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
it's going to be a husband. Sorry.
Husband.
If everything turned... Sorry, Alau. If everything turned right, he'll be my partner.
Yeah, so you are an anxious attacher, and I've heard your story about how. Actually, why don't you share with me, your story with Alau, and because
I think I was an anxious attachment.
Yeah, you are, and because of who he is, right? For example, you shared the story of how he lets you check his phone.
Yeah.
Why don't you share a little bit about your story with Alau, how you're met?
Should I talk about a little bit about last time before I met him?
Sure.
What kind of
who you were?
Who I was?
Yes.
I was super insecure though. I didn't know anxious attachment until you told me about anxious attachment style.
Really?
All the while I thought that I'm just like being insecure. Yeah, so my previous style was that I will keep tracking whether my partner, whether he's online in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
When was the last scene? And if there was a last scene, whether he blue tick me.
Oh, damn. Yes, the hypervigilance, you know.
I'll keep going and check, so toxic, I would say. And then even I posted an Insta story, right? I'll keep going and see
whether you see my story or not, whether you care about me.
Yeah.
So we look for signs, we look for these little signs to see whether you love me,
or you care about me or not. Yeah,
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't know it is actually one of the signs of as an anxious attacher.
Yes. So I'm not saying that this is right, but we're just acknowledging that people with anxious attacher style has a tendency to do such a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll keep thinking like, hey, if let's say he didn't reply me for 2-3 hours, right? But then he did online, I'll keep thinking, hey, this fella, did he reply any other girl? Talk to any other girl but not me or not?
Yeah.
Oh, it's super toxic, right? I can't really concentrate on things I'm supposed to do, no?
Right. Okay, so there's the part of you where you are the anxious attacher. Then how does your partner show up in the relationship?
Okay, let me think. I think, there's a journey actually.
No, I'm not talking about your current partner. I'm talking about back then when you were, all this anxiety that you have, the worries that you have, the checking, the hypervigilance. So when you're like that, what does it trigger in your partner?
Okay. Actually, to be fair, it was because of my previous relationships that made me into an anxious attacher.
Yes.
Because when I think back, right, during my first love, when I was young, I was such a secure person,
right.
I'm okay, I'm not really that afraid of whether he will left me or not. But then, when my first love betrayed me, cheated on me, it really hurt me, broke my heart a lot. It's first love, Then ever since then, right, the subsequent relationships that I met, they were cheating also.
Oh, man.
But to have fair square, I did cheated also. So I did cheated, and some of them they cheated. It's just like a vicious cycle.
Wow.
Like after which, right, I look back when I was at 29 years old. I look back for entire 10-14 years of my relationships life, right? 我没有在爱自己咯. I feel like it's lacking of that self-love, to love myself, to really take care of myself, I think that's the truth that really broke me, woke me up, hey, you better love yourself.
Yeah, I think so much about anxious attacher, the style, right, is it has to do a lot with self-love, right? We want to, because it's an emptiness inside of us, there's the question of am I lovable? Am I worthy?
Yes, I think to be fair also, because maybe 90% of it is because of either being the environment of being brought up.
Yes.
Either family background.
Yes.
Or either relationship experiences.
Yep. So your attachment style is formed by your own childhood experience, right? How you attach to your primary caregiver when you're young.
Yeah.
But also what you say, life experiences. So a secure person, if they constantly, the truth is I don't think a secure person will be attracted to a cheater per se. But I'm saying that so assuming a secure person experiences bad relationship, right? It can also cause them to have trauma. Right, and start to have certain fears, and they might become more avoidant or anxious. So what I'm trying to say that we are malleable. As humans, we are malleable. Right? Doesn't mean that you come from a bad place, means that you can't get better.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean that if you come from a good place, if you don't maintain it, you will forever be that way. You can go downhill as well.
Exactly.
So that is a hope that we have, right? Yeah, and which is why I think it's so important for us to constantly do the inner work.
Yeah.
Right? Whether you are anxious, secure, or avoidant.
Which when you mentioned about the inner work, right? It seems very easy, but when you try to act on it, right? I think we need someone to be there to tell us that, hey, you need to do your inner work.
Actually, let's pause a little bit here, because when we talk about inner work can sound very what is inner work? So what do you think inner work is?
Inner work. When I first did my inner work, I didn't know this label as inner work until recently. Keep hearing of inner work. I first did my inner work when I had this breakup at the age of 28, early of 28. I really sat down there, flashback my life, thinking about 为什么我的 relationship 这样辛苦的？ How come none of it turn right? That's the moment I started to do my inner work.
Wow.
Like I just really reflect about my relationship. What went wrong? Why? How is it went wrong? 是我的问题吗？还是 just like what people say, just the guy that you met 是渣男哦？ But then come to think about it, right? It's actually not their problem. It's my problem.
So good.
After all the inner work, I realized it's my problem.
Yep.
It's my energy that attract them.
Wow, I love it. I love what you said, right? Because, so many of us live life on autopilot, right? It's so easy to play the victim game of like, 可能我找错男人，可能他对我不好，可能就是我的命啦。
Yeah.
So we can either play that card or we can be like, hey, we start to reflect and like, hold on, what is it about me that is attracting such people?
Yeah.
What is it about me that is staying in a relationship with such a person, right?
Yeah.
So 你可以讲，他很 abusive。他对我不好，可是你要去想，为什么我会 stay in a relationship 让他这样对我？
Yeah, you have a choice to stay in a relationship or you have a choice to leave. But to leave doesn't mean that you avoid it. Because I think a lot of people during a relationship, right, they will think that, 我走了就是我在 avoid 这个东西。I mean, of course, this 没有讲说一定要走还是一定要留。I think the first thing is to really sit down and reflect back. 为什么我会跟这个人在一起？
对
What brought us together?
对 And I know a lot of anxious attachers, they have this thing called people-pleasing tendencies.
Yes, exactly me.
Example?
I don't want to mention which relationship because some of my friends, they sure know one, but one of my previous relationship, right? I tend to give a lot.
Yep.
Sacrifice a lot, my time to do whatever things that he wants to do. Like, for example, he wants to do business. I'll be there. Okay, you give me an idea. I'll be the doer. I go and research. And then I just want him to be successful, So I just keep giving and giving and giving, even though I know that he barely do nothing, barely do anything. But I just be hopeful that, okay, he'll be successful one day. But then see who got successful. No, I learned a lot. But my thought process back then, right? I did thought of this, like one day, I think many years ago, 7-8 years ago, I was driving. Then I kept thinking, 为什么要付出那么多? Then I have this answer in my head that, 因为我觉得我有价值.
I don't get it.
I see my value when I keep giving. Like, you see, when I give myself, I feel good. I feel like, 我有用.
My value and worth comes from giving to other people,
Correct.
Not receiving. So It's a place of lack.
Yes. So then I'll feel like, 如果不是他这样子我帮他付出来, I feel like I'm nothing, man. Like, I don't find my place.
Interesting.
If I pause there and think a little bit, right? 为什么我不要 give myself the same amount of effort and love and attention?
你会不会觉得if you look back in your past, right? Have you ever had experience where you feel like you don't deserve love? So 如果真的有好的男人来，you don't feel attracted. You say, I got no chemistry. 有没有过?
Not all the time. But I do know friends who have this kind of thinking, but not all the time that I will have this thinking. Only that particular relationship, the one that I actually gave in a lot, that he did verbally abuse me. He would say such thing like, 你不够白耶，你去打美白针，类似这样的东西。
王八蛋，这个。
I was like, 可以啊，你给我钱了，我就去打美白针哦。
Oh my gosh.
It's like, he keep putting me
down
at a place that I'm not worthy, I'm not pretty. And since young, right, I already felt like, 我很黑，已经是 one of my insecurity. That I felt like, 我其实很丑。I mean, I don't care how people see, 你美耶, but that's how people view me. But how I view myself is the most important thing. Just like a depression person, right? 你一直叫他不要伤心, it doesn't matter because it's his or her worldview, how they view themselves is the most important thing, like And then some more, then 这个人又在踩多一脚，你真的是黑耶。But then he keep like all those like 黑黑的女子的照片诶。I'm like, bro.
I'm curious to know, right? What is it about your childhood? Like, because 你觉得你很黑，这个是你从小开始就有这种 belief?
No, it's actually not. But if I remember correctly, I think it was during my kindergarten time, 6 years old, 7 years old. Like when I went to the store, bought something, right? And then 那个人跟我讲马来话诶。Okay, 不是 racist but then it's just somehow hurt me. Yeah, it just somehow hurt me. Until my age of 18, right? I didn't even dare to look at the mirror and tell myself that, 我其实好看. Like every time I walk into the toilet, right? 我不敢看镜子的 I would just, okay, 就像了那个镜子. Didn't really look in the mirror properly and really loving myself and my skin, you know. Until at the age of 20, when I met a friend, although we just lost touch, trying to find her, but if you see this, I hope you contact me. Xingwei. She was the first person came to me and told me that, 我很喜欢你的皮肤 I'm like, bro, 我很黑很丑 And she was like, wow, you are so 阳光的 no? She was the first person who came and tell me that, 哇，我的皮肤很好看 Yeah. So, because of all this, right, also a lot of experiences previously, some betrayal that I received from my friends that actually made me into an insecure person. Not just in men and women relationship, romantic relationship, but towards friendship also the same.
Yeah. I think there's no way to call you 很邪 or what, but like your childhood message is, am I beautiful? It's always this question, am I beautiful? And it's so funny because the thing about trauma, right, is that we will keep putting ourselves in situation and finding people who will repeat that trauma over us. And 你就一直会找到一个不会珍惜你的，就一直让你觉得你不美 and to continue that all the way, all your life.
Also maybe it's like, I don't know, like recently I saw this video like saying about it's just the familiarity, that kind of feeling that make you feel familiar. You are familiar with this energy level and you know that you can survive.
Right.
You just keep repeating that.
Yeah. So because what like we go for what we are used to and we're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Even if it's toxic. If you grew up toxic is normal to you. Yeah. So when you if somebody that's good come along, you're not familiar with this calmness, with this peace.
Like, you don't know how to handle it. Yeah, you don't know how to handle him. Suddenly 这个人这样 secure. Like, 我要怎样 handle 他? Because maybe I used to, 可能我就是 used to 要吵吵闹闹 and then you reply to 我的 argument, right?
我才爽.
Yeah, 我爽. Yes, 我爽. Got attention 了, yes. Then suddenly 这个人这样 secure 的, 安静的. Then suddenly I don't know how to handle 了. Then he also don't know how to handle me.
Yeah, so we keep going in this cycle, which is why going back to the point of just really reflecting, what is it about me? What about my childhood? What do I need to heal?
Yeah.
Right? Because whatever we were going to start, if we continue to choose from a place of wounds, right? We're just going to repeat everything again.
Yes. And I think to add on to that, right? If we just keep trying to find the external reason or external party, right, to give us that security, right, it would never ever work. It would never ever work. It's just a matter of time. I can vouch for that.
So for you, when you're sharing with me your love story, I mean, I feel so happy for you because like coming from where you were, all the ups and downs, the crazy, and like finally finding Alao, like what switch? What was the change?
Okay.
So this is a story of hope that I want to give to all other people with anxious attachment that, things can change. And it's in seeing real life stories that we begin to hope for ourselves as well that, hey, this is possible for me. And when you're listening to her story, I hope that's what you're taking away as well.
Yeah. It's actually a hell journey though. It's not just one-time work. Me and my Alao together for 4 years plus already. Our relationship, right, from a surface, is very stable one. And he's also very stable. But me, myself...
on the inside.
Yeah. On the inside, it's like that. It's exactly like that. But one thing about me is that no matter how I had my roller coaster feeling, I wouldn't affect him.
Right.
I would never ever brought it to him. and to let him fix me.
Okay, actually what I'm curious is when you are with Allah, right? What do you think the difference is compared to when you were dating other guys as an anxious attacher? And another thing I also want to just point out, right, is that doesn't mean that just because you find a secure person that you don't have to deal with all this shit inside of you. In fact, you still have to deal with it because you can attract the right person, but if you continue to just manifest the way you manifest, you're eventually going to be the one that caused the downfall of the relationship. So the work is important, not just about finding the right person, but to maintain the relationship.
Correct. Just imagine you have never 你32年没有冲凉了啊，很肮脏啊 ，OK? This analogy, OK?
恶心，
很肮脏，很肮脏。And you find this best place to shower. 你觉得你冲1分钟就会好了吗 ？No， 你要冲很久and it's the process, you know. It's exactly the process. Like while I'm enjoying 冲凉 right, 我还是要去 take care of 我的 dirt. It's exactly the same. It's never about the one-time work. I said that like I did that work 28 years old, right? And then I met my Allah 29. It was like the first time work. And disclaimer, even if we find a secure person, right? First thing first, the ground rules is that we must be secure on ourselves and never expect your partner who's a secure attachment, right, to give you the security.
Okay, pause. There's a lot there. Like, how do you be secure? Like, what do you even mean by that? How do you even get there? Like, help our people here.
Can I bring you through my previous broke up experiences?
Yes, please.
Okay. So when the last broke up, I think it was my 10th relationship. 十全十美, yes.
Wow.
My 10th relationship. And then it was the first time I sat there. I asked myself, 我只是没有了一个男人为什么我的世界不能再转了? Why do I feel like the world stopped spinning exactly the feeling how I felt? I still went to work. In fact, my sales super good. I was asking myself, 我的人生就是不能有爱情的吗？有爱情 sales 不好，没有爱情 sales 很好。I'm like, wow. So, okay, but the it's not a joke, but it's really what was happening. And then, other than the money part is good, right? Finances part is good, right? Everything else just went wrong. I just felt like it went wrong, Then I
很
think
空是吗？
很空. It's just like I have no energy. I don't feel like waking up every single day. I don't feel like doing workout. I don't feel like reading. Even if I love reading so much, right? I don't feel like reading. I don't feel like meal prep. Just 很像 zombie 这样咯，真的没有力哦。
Yeah.
And then I started to ask myself, 只是没有一个男人而已嘞，我的世界就不能转了。It's 停在那边 literally 停着，除了可以睡觉可以吃啊，酒还是照喝啊。Okay, then I came to this realization that, wow, it's because, right, I've spent so many years of my life, right, to consciously seek attention from the outer world. The reason I read, because I want his compliment. The reason I work out, because I want to, to like 让他欣赏我. The reason why I meal prep is because I want to have the same hobby as him. So everything that I did, right, just evolved around him. Like the reason why I did that, the why I did that, right, is all about him, about other people, but never about myself. So when I realized that, right, that's the reason why 只是没有一个人而已，你的世界不能转，因为你的世界是围着他转的。
对。
That's the moment I tell myself, like, just fucking live your life, man.
Wow. So I'm hearing that basically your identity comes from this man, right?
I need to thank him, actually. Yeah.
Your purpose, your meaning, your everything just came from him.
Yeah.
Just to please him, just to like love me. You know, I will gym and look good. Love me.
Yeah.
You know, I will make money and support your business. Love me.
Find me attractive, man.
Yeah.
I never ever find myself attractive. So then from that moment onwards, right, even I posted stories also, I tried to get his attention. So from that moment onwards, I told myself, fuck it. If I don't feel like waking up today, I just sleep there, lying down there, whole day, it's okay. If I don't feel like work up or go
That was
for
after the
gym,
breakup?
After the breakup. So after the thought process, right, I just told myself, 你不要运动就不要运动哦，你不要 meal prep 就去买东西吃啦。And stop posting the social media story, because the intention of me posting the story, right, is just to get his attention, which is wrong. It's nothing wrong with posting story, but your intention of posting that story, that's the matter.
Yeah. So I'm hearing that, this is, I can imagine that it's a very, very painful breakup. But sometimes pain is what causes us to wake up.
I was crying every single day, morning and night.
And this was really the breaking point, but also the pivotal point where you're like, you really look at yourself in the mirror and like, this is who I am. This is what I've been doing. These are all the reasons that led me to where I am here today. Yeah. And something has to change.
Yes. I've never ever loved myself. I've never ever find myself attractive. I've never ever feel amazed by myself. How, if I'm lacking of that, right, how can I expect the other party to find that in me?
So I'm hearing the inner work for you at that point of time was to start to like taking a baby step to practice a different way of living, which is 我要学习怎么为我自己活.
Yes. What kind of things that I do and then 我开心的? I mean, 我做了，我觉得 you did it, good job man, good job girl. Let's go.
So instead of seeking validation from other people, you begin to seek validation and praise from yourself.
Yes. You know why? Because people can just change within the moment. Just the second people change already. But we are the one who will always be with us. Even take it, right? Take it, my allow, forever this good, assume, okay, forever this good, this loyal, nothing went wrong. Who knows 谁先死? Maybe he passed on first or I passed on first. If I have been evolving my world around him for the next 20, 30 years, right? What if one day 他走了? My world crumble for whole 20, 30 years 我的世界没有了我可能真的会想要自杀。
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that, as an anxious attacher in the past, right? The man was your everything.
Yeah.
So the work that you have done, right, has caused you to become, hey, like I love you, but we don't have to be enmeshed. 我们还可以有自己的生活，我还可以有自己的兴趣，我还可以有自己的 dreams and purpose. And, so even if you leave me, I will cry, I'll be very sad, I'll miss you. But 我不会崩溃。
I know I have me, myself, and I. And from that journey, right, by sitting down, reflect on myself, reflect my own problem, and I start to fix myself day by day, a little bit by a little bit. I just told myself, no flings. 真的很No flings, no flirts around, 没有，就是自己。Okay, every day 我去做工，放工回来就是自己跟自己玩耍。Then thereafter, only I met my allow. Yeah.
So
after I fix myself.
Yeah, it was a very intentional work, right? Of like, okay, I know that I can. No, sometimes after a breakup, you'll be like, I need distraction. I need to. It's so painful. I just need to go and fling around so that at least I still get attention from somebody else. I still feel that void inside of me. But yours is like, no, I'm just going to really sit with myself and sit with all this shit and the pain that I'm feeling and really work through all of that.
Yes, because I realized through the reflection, right? I realized that every time I broke out, right, 一定有人过来 flirt 这种，然后我就可能会有maybe a few months of relationship or dating then ended. I asked myself, 为什么我这样容易的? Yeah. And after I did that work, right, even after I get together with Alao, even sometimes like there was once when we just first get together, I have forgotten 我经历什么啦, but then I was like quite down. Then I texted him and then he didn't reply me at all. I think that time was just like 10 p.m. plus Normal person 不会睡觉了嘛, right? Okay, but 他睡觉啦. The next day 他跟我说 at that point of time, right, if it was me, previous me, right, I would be like, 怎么这个人没有 reply 我啊？10点多他去哪里？他做什么？他跟谁出去没有跟我讲？他在哪里？去 clubbing 啊？去跟别的女生 dating 啊？ But then that me, what in my head was that, maybe he was sleeping. It's okay, I can fix myself. I went and fix my own emotion, fix my own problem, and then I realized, feeling so good like 我不需要去等别人来 reply 我的问题 how to fix my problem. I don't even need like, because my alo cannot entertain me, I go and find another person to reply me. But I fixed myself. It really felt so good. That's when I realized, wow, 我真的有给自己 attention 了。Yeah.
I'm curious, right? Like, 如果 you never did the work, right? Imagine you're still the old you. Do you think that you and Allah would have?
No.
Why?
I think the second year 我们会 broke up 了。I think the second year, yeah, we will. Not him, but I will end the relationship, or either I end the relationship or I will make him end the relationship.
How? 吵架一直去
Yeah, because he's the secure type.
Right.
And then 他不可以人家 disturb 到他的 peace 的。
Right.
So if I keep argue with him, right, keep 找事情, right, definitely one day 他会 left me 的。
Right.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the point where it's not just about finding the right person, but also making sure that you are the right person.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, what do you think is the difference between a secure love that you have right now versus the kind of relationship that you have had in the past?
Good question. The main difference is that I find peace in me. It's a peacefulness that I have in me right now that it's unshakable. Like no matter what happened.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, it's so interesting because one thing that I've been thinking about also is how, like, back then I was very anxious, right? But as I did the work, I did a lot of reflection. I realized that actually what I want to look for in a relationship is just peace. You know, when you are so used to chaos growing up, you will keep attracting chaos and you will stay in a chaotic relationship. But as you do the work, right, the chaos within you starts to calm down.
Yes.
And you start to attract a different kind of person because your peace will be attracted to another person's peace. You're no longer attracted to that chaos.
Okay, maybe I give an example. I think this is a very good explanation. I give my example. So my previous relationship, one of the relationship, right, the one that I gave in the most, when I asked him this question, because you remember I was very insecure and he keep telling me that 我不美吗？我黑, right? I just asked him this question. One time I asked him like, 为什么你会去 exactly a good tone 啊？没有说 raise my voice whatsoever. I was just asking like this. 怎么你 like 别的女子照片没有 like 我的照片的？ You know what he did? He threw his phone and then he smashed all the windows.
Oh my God.
The windows all smashed up. 衣橱 everything, the mirror 玻璃可以 smash 了 he smashed everything.
Oh my gosh.
What I did, I didn't even took my phone out. I just took my car key and I just, with my purse, I actually exactly 一定要钱的，我就走了，我就驾车走了。Versus, you see, I have been being put in this kind of situation. Like, go one time I asked him about, I caught him cheated online. He was driving. I asked him, 为什么你会去这个网站？We were driving in a highway. He almost wanted to crash the car. Like he just like, wow, you know, he did that. And he went and punched the aircon thing, spoiled. So abusive, you know, and then until I got used to it. I got used to it. I know how to handle him. And 到那个时候 right, 我已经没有想说我是不是要离开他了。And until one day, maybe the universe is just helping me. I attended this talk. It's called Verbal Abusive. It says that women, most of the time, the reason why they're so hard to leave a man, right, or to leave, or maybe a relationship, is because we thought that abusive have to be physical. But the hardest to get away, right, is when you find one who is abusive verbally. Because 他没有打我嘛。But then I figure out when you're in an abusive relationship, verbally abused relationship, right, you will start to find yourself less self-worth day by day. Which is exactly what happened to me. So that was my relationship, right? Versus now.
Pause. What I just want to say something is that we settle for the love we think we deserve. And at that point of time, because of all the self-esteem issue you had, right, you don't think you deserve any better, which is why people stay in a relationship.
I think subconsciously, yes, I don't think I deserve, and I try to make the way out of it by just hoping this man here would change. Hell no, 我自己要变到那么难的嘞. How are you expect people to change? It's another whole inner work that he need to do.
So yeah, Alao, you're going?
So versus right now, right? Mala, I didn't ask him about this question, but then about me checking his phone, he was just very calm. Said, oh, you check, oh.
And he understands where it came from, right? Which is why he has that understanding, patience, and compassion, because he understood that, okay, this is what you've been through, and because I love you, I will give you the extra grace, the patience, and the understanding.
He just let me check his phone, and I asked him like, 你不会生气的咩? I check your phone. He was like, just check 啊，都没有东西看的。He said, then I was like, you see 啊，
没有东西吵这个，
没有东西吵的，
你吵你不给我吵，
真的没有东西好问的。他的 Instagram activity 0 ，story 没有看的哈。My friend asked me， 你 post 这些你不怕你的阿劳 ？I say, thank God 我的阿劳不 check Instagram 的。I have my own freedom. Okay, so back to that. Okay, sorry， 偏题了。Okay, so he gave me check his phone. He never like really so defensive. Then he just told me, my Allah told me like, say, actually, other than 你这样 check 我电话，你对我也没有改变啊。You still treat me good, what? Why should I be bothered? Just 给你 check 哦。You see the whole different level of energy. This energy is like, wow, 是这样子的吧？ He's so stable. If I didn't get used to the calmness, right? How am I gonna match my Allah one? I'll just make him become an anxious one. Maybe I'll try to 报仇, maybe retaliate, do something to punish him back, and then maybe after time, either I become the secure one or either he become the anxious one. It's just a matter of time.
He become the avoidant one. Like,
你
疯了。
真的疯了 Because if imagine I keep doing this to him, right? One day he will leave me one, definitely confirm plus chop. It's not like because it's not because he didn't love me at all, but it's just 东西都是我自己做出来的。
And one of the pitfall, right, of people who haven't done the work, especially if you're anxious, right, is that you may meet somebody that's very secure and you may have a very good, peaceful relationship, and you'll call that boredom.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, well, yes. Too boredom, I'm not attracted, there's no chemistry, so I need to leave.
Exactly. Like my allow is not 没有甜蜜的 no sweet talk, nothing one. If I was the previous me, 我觉得他很 boring. 他就是一个很实际的很 practical 的 like he just take action only. But then previous me 就不是这样的嘛，我需要你先 secure 我，先 assure 我 everything is okay, I love you. Yeah,
so you stop trying to demand out of him something that you stop trying to change him to meet your needs, but you learn to meet your own needs and, you know, receive the way he loves you in the way that he loves best.
Yes, like I shared with you, the journey was like this, right? My journey with him was like this because like I think after 6 months of us being together, he told me he wanted to start his own company. I know all along he wanted to be an entrepreneur, so I'm also very supportive. But this time around, I know where to put my boundary. My previous relationship, if you need help, I help you mentally, physically, financially.
Yeah.
But now I know where to put my boundary already. I told him I can support you mentally, but not financially. Yeah, then he told me it's okay. I don't need your financial help.
Wow.
So, wow, good.
Wow, and what I'm hearing is also that like, wow, actually, even though those were very messy, right, those were not wasted because it became lessons for you.
Yes. I learned where to put my boundary. And I learned to tell myself that, hey, that was the energy that I didn't want. If my allow had any of the energy level, right, I'll warn him.
How?
I warned him once. I warned him once that...
you can stand up for yourself now already after doing the inner work.
I warned him once that Because I don't like people 讲话很大声的嘛 and my family 讲话也没有很大声的，就是很 soft. Then at first when I met him, right, then 他讲话也是比较会 raise voice 的。Then I came to realize actually 是background being brought up 也是这样子啊，就整个 family 讲话都是比较大声的。And then I realized, okay, it's a family.
Don't take it personally, 不是
Yes, 对对对。When I told him like, I say, 我不喜欢你讲话这样大声。I just don't feel good. And I dare to raise my thoughts to him. Previous me, I didn't even dare. I would just keep compromising, like just 迁就他哦。人是犯贱的。The more you 迁就 right, the more 他踩上你的头。This is what I realized through my so many years of relationship.
Yeah, what I'm taking out from what you're sharing, right, is also that how do you know it's a secure relationship? It's when there is a safe space for you to actually say whatever you want to say without repercussions.
Yes. And that person will respect whatever things that you say, even if he doesn't agree, or maybe he couldn't agree at that moment of time, at that point of time, but he will listen to you first. And both of you would choose peace to solve the problem.
Yeah, and then about peace, right? There are different kinds of peace. So for myself, right, like my previous relationship, so anxious attacher, because we are people pleasers, to maintain the peace in the relationship and to maintain the love from the person, right? We would keep things to ourselves. Like 如果我们有东西不开心，我们不会讲。Which is eventually led to all the downfall of my relationship because I cannot be open. Because if I'm open, you either invalidate me or you put me down or you don't listen to me. And over time, I just learned that 我不可以跟你讲哦。
你会不会 like 顾着 right? One day, right? Boom, I broke up with you.
对，我不会 boom。我不是那种爆炸的，我是 implode 的。
我是爆炸的，
我不是。然后因为我很 logical 也是。
Okay.
So I would tell my partners one like, hey, this is how I work. You have to give me a safe space, and if you don't give me a safe space, right, over time, I can't share. 因为我是那種我會講的，I don't believe in keeping under the carpet until I feel like I have no space to do that. Then I'll start like keeping until I make all the decision. 我就跟你講我要 break up 了。But then by then is no discussion. It's I've really observed, and it's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to end. But for you, it's that with Alara, is that I can really just say anything. Yeah. So there was one story she told me about dressing. I mean, this is the funniest. Like I've never heard anybody say it like that before.
Okay, dressing. Okay, where should I start? Okay, I start with we had this conversation. So we were like having this video call before we moved in together. We video call, and then I was telling him about how my best friend, you know, how the boyfriend will control her, not allow her to wear bikini or what sort, like tight legging as well, like 怕别人看这样子。Then because my friend's partner like 就跟他讲说，你应该要 put effort， like 不要让我觉得不好看，这样别人看你穿到这样紧了 ，right? And then when I said that, right, Allah was like, yeah, I think somehow got 道理。Wow. 我就来了，within a few seconds， 我很喜欢顶嘴的嘛，
只有跟他而已，对不对？可是你跟别人其他的
，Actually, my nature since I was young, right， 我很喜欢顶嘴的。But my previous relationship, right， 没有一个我敢顶嘴的。
You became a different person.
Yes, I wasn't me. But 我就很多 idea 很喜欢顶嘴，然后我就跟他讲说 ，I say， 我覺得not the case 我跟他講，你聽看這樣有沒有道理 ？I say。I feel right, the real effort is I say, you know actually 你们男人喜歡看女人 right? 其實我也想要給別人看的不然我在我青春最年華的時候，我身材這樣好這樣美麗的時候，我不穿比基尼，我就給你一個人看，不可能嘛 right? I say, I also want people to look at me, then I feel good, I feel confident, I feel like I'm pretty. 我跟他講 it's normal what? Then I say, I think right, the real effort is 我跟你在一起的時候，我不要穿你不喜歡看的 pattern。So that 你就不會去 like 我不開心 because you are with me 嘛 but then 你看不到我的時候我跟我的姐妹一起 why can't I wear bikini why can't I wear legging 還是什麼你都看不到別人看我嘛所以你也不會不開心 what right I say this is a real effort don't you think so and then he was like he's stunned and then he was like 你這樣講也是對有道理 OK 可以
贏了
Yeah.
Standing ovation at the cafe.
And I was like, yeah, because it's the truth what. I dare to tell him that. I dare to tell him that 我也是需要別人看的嘞 That makes me feel good what. This is the fact what. 我不可能跟你講我不給別人看我只給你看了 no 啦 Come on man 你也是會看別的女子的嘛 That's the fact what. Then after that right like for some dinner occasion so 我就會穿 dinner occasion, then we move in together already. And then to attend my company event, then 他会问我说，他就会假假问我啦，他会问，你不冷咩？
你穿什么？
就穿吊带了，连有露胸这样啦，连腿这边有开这样的咯。然后他就讲，你不冷咩？他就因为我就问他，没吗？我这样还讲没哈，但是你不冷咩？我就讲不会啊，我都不怕冷的，你不懂咩？
没有话讲啊，
他只是可以上当吧 ，OK， 反正他没有去那个 event 嘛。Yeah, it's me who attending 嘛，他没有去那个 event。Yeah, so a few occasion 啊，他会问我，假假问我说，你没有外套了没？我讲没有，我没有带到外套。
Yeah, but ultimately he respects your view,
yes,
your decision, and he trusts you.
Yeah, although definitely he maybe 不可以 accept the way, I mean 我给他的 view 啦 like when I said that, like 我也是需要别人看我 maybe not normal people would
it's not
able
normal.
to accept it.
When I heard it, I'm like, what? He's actually okay with that?
Yeah. That's why I find
it's another level, man.
So I find it fun that we actually respect each other that much, you know, like that kind of level of trust and the security that, and I would say that it's the confidence that he has towards himself.
Tell us more about that.
I realized, right, it's about the confidence that you have with yourself also. Like if you're so confident about yourself that 不用紧啦，你走的话doesn't make me worthless what?
我可以找到别的。
Yes. So I also have this kind of thinking one. Like, it's okay one. I know I will stay loyal, and it's okay if you choose to cheat on me. Of course, I'll be sad, but I know that my world is still spinning at least. So 我们两个人在一起的方式 it's not trying to control each other, but it's like imagine these two planets like 一直在转的。But we are just trying to see to match with our momentum, the distance, to be harmony, to accept each other. Like 我们也是有很多argument, maybe lifestyle 一点不一样这样子。But then instead of shouting at each other, which like disturb our peace, instead of that, right? 我们会选择坐下来，我们会讲。
Yeah, very interesting because like, you know, in a relationship, right, there are different ways to show up. You can show up as a parent, as a child,
okay,
or as an adult. So a lot of times as people pleasers, right, we show up as a child.
Yes.
我不要我的 partner, my parent to be angry with me. So I'll do all the correct thing to earn that love.
Yes.
Right? Then the parent will be like, the controlling one, but 你不可以这样
Yes.
Right? But like, in a secure love, right, just like you and Alao, it's like you're both adults. You both trust each other to make the right decision.
Yes.
And to honor the relationship.
Yeah.
Adult treatment.
Yeah.
Right? 我不需要去 control 你，你不要这样穿呢，你不要这样诶。
就你是一个大人了。
对。
I also feel like 你是一个大人，他也是觉得我是一个大人。He said that as long as you know what you are doing, go ahead.
成熟咯。
Exactly.
很成熟。
Yeah.
Wow, very amazing. So, what would you recommend for people who are currently, this is going to be tough. What would you recommend to our listeners, right, who are anxious attachers and they are already currently seeing red flags in the relationship?
Wow, red flags 啊
This is tough.
Red flags 是你自己的 red flags 哦？
不是，就是in the relationship 就是好像他们可能 verbally abusive. Maybe they start to realize that, maybe like it's not a good relationship. 可是I'm still in it. Because it's so hard to walk away, right? As an anxious attacher, you need that love of that person. What would you tell these people?
Of course, if the partner is physically abused, 那个当然是一定要走啦。
可是走不了，因为不难走啊，对不对？ I mean,
很难走，其实很难走。
I'm so sorry, 不是不能，就是很难走。怎么走？
My best friend, this best friend, she has been with me since I was 13 years old until now. When I left my previous relationship, right, I was crying like hell. And she scolded me. You know what she told me? I broke up and then 我就跑去她的家. Okay, 然后 after that, I was crying. And then she scolded me. She said that she called me Ah Jing because my Chinese name is Xiao Jing ma. Only my childhood friend will call me Ah Jing. Then she was like, Ah Jing, 你怎么这样伤心？你知道这几年我没有问你过得怎么样？你知道周末我没有问你吗？ 因为我不用问你，我就知道你过得不好。Wow. She said that for the past 3 years, right? 你跟这个男人在一起 right? 你的样子越来越脆，越来越惨，你越来越忙，你忙不用紧，你还没有钱，这样你越来越惨，你的样子越来越惨。She said, can tell by just looking at your face. I don't even need to ask you. No matter how you try to tell us like he is good to you, 我不相信。Then he further scolded me. He said, 你的妈妈这样爱你，你的爸妈这样爱你，你要想你的爸妈这样爱你 for the past 28 years 你就有一个男人3年，你糟蹋自己到这样子。Then she was like, 你对得起你的父母啊？哇，他可以去做 salesman 了，他真是 best sales girl That was really my hot button and my parents. I was like, 哇 yeah man. 我爸妈这样爱我我爸妈一直给我这样多爱 right? My cup was always full. And I keep pouring my water to other people because I have so much love to give. But then I forgotten that 我爸妈会很心痛的 if they came to know that 我经历过什么。Yeah, 就是我辜负真正爱我的人 just for one that 不爱我的人。And about this, right, I realized those toxic partner, right, like that ex, right, that was smashed glass and being verbally abused. The first time that I tried to break up with him, right, he took drugs.
Oof.
He took drugs. And 充满爱的我 what would I do? 当然是回去啦，我的杯满了嘛 right? 可怜他 right? Get together, back. Then until I really cannot already, it's really up to my neck already, right? And then I said second time that I want to break up, and then he told me, he said that 他要去自杀。You know what I told him? I told him, 你可以现在去跳楼了，你可以现在就去死。I don't care, 你现在就去死。You know why I said that? Because I know he will never ever kill himself. This type of person, right? The one that they love the most, right, is themselves.
Bringing back the parent-child thing, right? So when he started eating drugs, right? Then he was acting like as a child, and the parent, you needed to go and rescue him.
Yeah, I'm the parent.
So when you said that, you know, at the end of the day, 如果你真的要自杀的话, right? Like, you're an adult. Your life is your decision.
Yeah, 你就去死，我跟他讲，你现在就去死。I know he won't. 他要死，他早就死了。我觉得是我才想死吧。I was the one that I want. 我很想跳下去咯。我应该才是那个想死的人吧。But 你跟我讲你想死，你可以去死了。现在 But I know 101% you won't.
Just very manipulative lah.
He is manipulative. Like how to realize red flag? How to realize that your partner is being very manipulative? He will make you feel like less self-worth day by day. 你跟这个人在一起 right? 你不会觉得你自己 worth it 的。You only feel like 我很不好You only doubt yourself more every single day.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest red flag. It's either to flag out his problem or to flag out yours problem, like my own problem. It's when 你在一个 relationship, right? 你不会觉得自己好。你没有觉得自己很 okay, you're not being yourself, you're not happy with yourself, you're not confident with yourself. That's the biggest red flag. 不是他而已啊，我觉得 sometimes it's also about ourselves, our problem.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that ultimately a good measuring yard or something is that, hey, like, is this person adding to my life? Like, if my life is fuller, happier, more like exciting as a single, but being with you just pulls me down, drags me down. I'm less of myself. I'm, you know, like my world becomes darker.
Yeah, why should I get together with you?
Yeah, like why?
Yeah, that's right. 这个就是那个 main point that like after I find peace in myself, right? To me, I said 很 clear 的，就是你不要 disturb 到我的 peace. I will let him know when my allow disturb until my peace. I'll let him know very clear. Yeah. Because like once we have experienced the beauty of, you know, how good it is to feel like have the peace and everything is within my control. I control what I can control, right? 你不会让别人去 disturb 你的 world 的。 You have so much love to yourself that you won't even let people to drag you down. Like what I say, 我没有你 right， 我每天可以睡得好好的，我没有你可以吃得很开心的，我有你我每天睡不好，我有你我每天在那边 anxious for what？ 我一个人不是更好吗？
Yeah. So as we are coming towards the tail end of the podcast, right, I think I have a very interesting exercise that would benefit you and also benefit to everyone else who is an anxious attacher. So it's called a love letter to my younger self.
Oh my God.
So this love letter to younger self will also be a love letter to everyone else out there who is struggling in their relationship as an anxious attacher. So I want you to put your hand on your heart.
Okay.
And I want you to think of the younger version of you. The most chaotic one, the most broken, right? Whether it's the incident where your ex-partner, just got so angry and threw the phone and everything was broken. Just imagine that fear that you have. Whatever incident, right? I want you to just, take some time and say a love letter to the younger self and to everyone else that's listening. So you can start off with, dear little Candy. I want you to know that, okay, from a place of having a secure love, from a place of being successful in where you are right now. Whenever you're ready, you can go.
Okay. Dear little Candy, it's okay that you have been through hell previously. It's okay that you are being abused. It's okay that you didn't find peace, didn't find security in you. You didn't find yourself attractive. You didn't find yourself beautiful. You weren't confident about yourself. It's okay. It's just a journey for you to find a better self, a bigger self, whereby you can be more empathy. Like you can feel how other people feel whenever they talk about themselves, their struggle. It's a journey to be a stronger self. Yeah. 10, 15 years later, you'll be very, very proud of yourself, of what you have been through, and you'll be very proud of who you are going to be.
Yeah, and I also wanted to speak words of hope to that little Candy that was struggling back then.
Everything is going to be okay, and I'm here for you.
No, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Any last words to our listeners?
Okay, cry again.
As you're into like woman empowerment, right? So what do you want to say to all these women out there that is looking up to you for inspiration for like, one day I want to have a love like yours?
Yeah, because of my previous experiences, right? That's why I'm really, really into woman empowering. And I really hope to create a safe space for the women to come together, to share about their struggle. It's okay. It's okay that if you're a wreck right now, you find no peace. It's okay. So long as you have the intention, that slight thoughts that I want to be better, I'm still hopeful and I deserve love. So long as you have that thought, I have created a community for the women out there. I'm not looking at really quantity, but the quality. Like, be it just one woman that I'm able to help out. So be it. And we are going to have a workshop together with Hosanna, and we will have upcoming a few boss babes, which we are going to be live. We are going to do a live as well next Tuesday evening with the boss babes, like to see what kind of struggle they've been through. And actually, we have created this community for the women. Be it you are single, be it you are attached, be it you are a single mother, be it you are a mother with children. We have all walks of women in the group, powerful women with amazing stories. And we're going to do this workshop Zoom for you to start to reflect about your life and then to set a new self, a new goal, a new identity for yourself towards 2024. Yep. So the Zoom event is going to be on the 27th December, 8 p.m. And it's just a few days before we end our 2023. And I hope to really impact more women from right here, right now.
So amazing. So if I could just summarize, right, your life is that, hey, your mess will one day become your message.
Definitely.
Yeah, your life is a message for all these women out there because of what you have been through. So there is always hope and it does not have to stay the same. So with that, we shall end off today's podcast.
Woo-hoo. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this incredible dialogue. We hope this episode has inspired you to embrace heart-to-heart dialogue in your own life. If you love to share your stories with us, DM us, comment below, or use the hashtag #HTHDstories. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to listen and learn from you. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with your friends. Remember, every genuine conversation has the power to make a difference. Let's make an impact together. Till next time.